Give a second here, see how things go. But so I'm just kind of starting this up on Friday, just a little impromptu chat before my sons get home. I just had a couple thoughts on my mind, some general wargaming ideas, just kind of to see how things are going. Just got a few ideas of what I plan on doing, kind of moving forward and things like that. So just kind of wanted to kind of go out, and I do have a box that came in today, so we'll have to open that up and you guys can see what I got in there. So, but kind of wanted to just say hi and just see how it's going. Been pretty busy as of late with soccer and coaching and everything like that. That it's been a little bit. So, but really wanted to just kind of put some things out there, get out there, and do a video and kind of just to show how things are going. Made it through another week of school, so that's always a good thing. It's roughly almost 3:30, so here another week of school, another good aspect and good life, and a lot of the fun is all going on right now. Good family times. So, but I'm getting exhausted when I get home because I'm kind of prepping for soccer practice 3 nights a week. So when I get home, a little tired, and sometimes it's a little hard to get the motivation up to get some videos out. And I've been doing some heavy videoing with the ATSFE group, working on the robot, which, by the way, it's so much fun. I definitely will be adding some more, doing some more playthroughs with the ATSFE robot for sure. It definitely adds something there when you're playing solo. I've only got through really one turn, so with that, so I'm still playing around with it and seeing how it goes. But so far so good. Had a few mistakes as I did on my other video. Couple things also. Is that tonight I got a couple live streams coming up tonight on the ATSE FE web channel or YouTube channel. Me and Mitch Land will be continuing our play of Kharkov, one of the scenarios for Kharkov. I recommend very highly. It will be 9 Eastern, 8 Central. So if you're over there across the pond viewing this, unfortunately, it'll be a little late for you guys. But hey, if you're up, can't sleep, a little bit of insomnia, join on and go on to the ATSFE and join up, and that way you guys can watch me roll like crap like I usually do. So, but no, it's a fun map. There's a lot of cool different things going on with it. A lot of terrain, things like that. So definitely wanted to put that out there. So again, on the ATSFE YouTube channel, we're going to do live streaming that. So hopefully that'll work out and we'll be able to go through that and not have too much of an issue on that with that. So that's pretty cool. And then, of course, tomorrow we have our usual War Room on ID Jester's channel. And we'll be having Dave from Dave's Gaming Cave. I reached out to him and invite him on. If you've not found Dave's Gaming Cave, check it out. He does a phenomenal job. He's definitely a very good YouTuber. He takes his time, and he's a proper war gamer. He's been doing Fields of Fire as much lately, so that's really cool to see that played through. And it kind of gets me wanting to play it, but this is going to lead me into a little something that I've got kind of going on right now. Couple ideas that I want. So I've been sitting there looking at, my war games, and I've got pretty extensive collection. I mean, I think my book collection here equates to my war game collection. So that's kind of where I'm at with the war game collection. So I'm just trying to sit there and try to figure out, what do I want to do? What do I want to play? I just try to work through a few things in my mind. And I realized I really don't get to really enjoy the games I already have, or that I have, because you really do need to play a couple times to really get some of the nuances. And I enjoy playing things once. It's not a bad thing. A lot of the magazine games are good for that, which reminds me I need to get back to Case Green. But it's one of those things that I'm just trying out different things. My ATS-FE, the ATS stuff is going phenomenally well. I'm enjoying that a lot. I'm learning a lot of the rules and things like that because I'm constantly playing that with the ATS-FE, learning rules, doing different things and trying things out. But what that leads me to is how do I get around really getting to enjoy the game that we actually have that I'm playing, or something along those lines. And kind of what I realized is what I've known all along, and I've talked about it many times, is that systems are kind of the way to go for that. You can really get into a game with a system. Generally, the systems have multiple scenarios, so you can get into a lot of the scenarios. So I'm kind of going through and looking through at different games, different scenarios, different, what systems can I get into and really dig down and get really good at it. And I think that's kind of where I'm going to be going. Instead of trying to do a whole bunch of everything, I'm going to really try to focus down and narrow down on just a couple of series, meaning like 5 or 8 series, but something that, is something that is pretty intuitive, not heavy, not overly complex with that. By the way, if you're in and you want to say hi, please say hi. Jump in and say hi, so that way I know I've got some people listening to me. I'm not just spilling off into that. So, but anyways, back to what I was saying. So I was looking at one particular. I've got like 3 or 4 systems that I'm really looking at right now. So my tactical system, pretty much taken care of. World War II tactical, actually modern day tactical, which is ATS, and I'm really getting deeper into that. And I think doing the ATS-FE has really helped me kind of dig deeper. I still make mistakes, but then again, on a system like that, or just a deeper and more in-depth system, what are you going to do? Hey, Ruff. Oh, how's it going, Ruff? Yeah, so what I've been doing is, a couple of the things that I thought. So the first one that I'm going to be really, really kind of digging into is a game that have been playing off and on, and Mr. Ruff here has actually been playing as well with the Tweez, and that's the Great Battles of the American Civil War. So I've got several of the modules. So I've got several of the modules. I've been playing Three Dog. My goal, I actually have plans to play the new Shiloh that'll be coming out in April. So I really want to get this system down. And since I've got the Death Valley, they have great small campaigns, small battles, things along those lines. So I'm really looking at this one, and I really want to take care and dig down deep onto the Great Battles of the American Civil War. I've got some knowledge already, so now it's just time to kind of get finalized and get that done. So that's kind of where I'm going to go with that one. Charles, SES, I like this system. It is actually deeper. There are some good games and there's some iffy games. Rock of the Marne is iffy, but that's again World War One. But it's deeper than you actually think about. So there's a lot more to it. I hate to use the word simple, but the rules are less complex. There's a lot to it. I feel like you could play those games over, and a lot of them do have multiple scenarios, so that's really cool. That Day of Days, I really wish I would have picked it up when it was on sale. I really do wish I would have done that. I kind of bummed on that one. But yeah, and I've got some of those, some of the SES. But I've really started learning OCS, so that's the system I'm kind of going to right now is the OCS system. So Honestly, Dan, so the one I like the most so far, because I've played a couple different ones, is actually the Mighty Endeavor. I think that's a really good module. There's quite a bit in there. And if you get the one from MMP, you actually get kind of the expansion where you can play the Soviets as well. So you can play the Americans and Brits and French coming in, and then you can also play the Soviets coming in from the other side, and the Germans. But you don't have to play that. That's kind of an expansion, and I think it's only one mapper if you don't do the expansion. So that one's really good. I'm betting the North Africa would be really good. I'm playing deck 2 with big board right now, and I don't know, North Africa. I don't know. I'm not a huge North Africa fan, and so I don't know. I'm not a big North Africa fan, so I don't have that one. Oh, good, Ruff, you're enjoying the GBA Good. But definitely the Mighty Endeavor, especially if you're World War II like that. The nice thing about the SCS, there are some more modern. The Yom Kippur, Heights of Courage are kind of the Arab-Israeli war time period. So you can do that with that. Yeah, and honestly, within the SCS series, there's so many games, and there's such a wide variety, wide level. Some are more complex than others. But if you do like North Africa, I would definitely do that. Honestly, it's the terrain. There's not much of it, and it's so big. It's such a huge theater. I don't know. Just having big tan areas just doesn't, but persuade me some. That's the only thing. It's actually not the games. I mean, the overall history of it, I find extremely interesting, and I like learning about the North Africa, that theater, because it was kind of like the trial for the Americans, and the Allies as well, before moving onto mainland Europe. But I don't know. It seems kind of plain. That's the only thing, so, and that's the only thing. And maybe I just haven't played enough of them. Like I said, I've been playing DAC 2 with Kev, and I'm finally getting the rules down that I think I've kind of screwed up a few things tactically wise. It's definitely about maneuver and things like that. And I don't think I'm that strong on the strategy parts. And I think with North Africa, you really got to be strong with the strategy and figuring out what to do next and things like that. That's probably where my weakness is. I do have the original Africa SCS game, so in the SCS, it's really, once you learn the system rules, which honestly, they're great games, especially if you're just getting into war games, but they're heavy enough that you can actually enjoy them and play them through. I really did like the Mighty Endeavor. That was something that I really, really did enjoy. As Ruff said, I love it. I love it all. So Mighty Endeavor was really good. So I recommend it very highly on that one. And if you do like the North Africa campaign, there's a bunch out there. And really what I'm thinking is North Africa SCS is like DAC 2, but SCS, and I kind of like the OCS. I like the logistic system of it. So, but my other problem with that is I'm having to move so much supply from one half of the map over to the other, that it's a mind crunch on that part. But I am enjoying that. We've got about a year and a half left on that game. And then we'll figure out what we're going to go from there. But no, so Great Battles, American Civil War, definitely kind of that series. And then Charles, you talked about the Simich's series, Zachbond. I've played Normandy 44. Great system. That one's kind of up there as well, that I really want to get into. But I think I want to take one real system at a time. Now, I may play a few other ones, but I really want to take one system at a time and just kind of beat it into my head. Good luck with that, Charles. Good luck with that. Yeah, yeah. Next War. Honestly, love Next War. I've played all the basic scenarios in India, Pakistan, and really enjoyed it. Let's see. I think my focus is out? There we go. The Next War series is definitely one of those series that is still up there as well. The advanced game does have a big jump in rule set, so I'm looking at that. Oh, I was about to say he dated you. He dared you. Yeah. So, but I also one other thing is so we're looking at pretty complex on the system on this. It is and it isn't at the same time. Once I think you kind of get the idea behind it, it becomes intuitive. It's just some of the chain of command systems. I'm struggling with this. So what I'm going to have to do is actually like reword it, rewrite it, figure it out on my own, the way I think, and figure that out. And I think that'll help out immensely on that one. But like, so World at War 85, Nations at War, those seems like systems that I'll really get into. Hey, Kyle. Evening. The Nations at War, World at War 85, those actually kind of got down a little bit enough that I don't think I really need to spend too much time getting into it. But I want to like spend time in those games, playing more than just one scenario, playing multiple scenarios, trying to really get in and beat down the rules a little bit, and go from there with that. Another series that I really have been looking into is Horse and Musket, the Hollenspiel, the Horse and Musket series that they have. And that actually leads me to what's in this box. So this is going to be a light box unboxing. I'm not going to go through the details on it, but it's a similar system to that. And so that's kind of the way I'm going with that. So I ordered this a while back and finally got to me. But damn it, it's a square box. Anyway, so it's the American Civil War. And so it's actually kind of like the Command and Colors, but you don't use cards. You use an activation system. So you roll die and you get so many action points on it. But this is specifically American Civil War version. And so I'm really interested. I saw, let's see, who was it? Who was it? I think it was My Own Worst Enemy did a playthrough of this. And it looked like, it was really big on the, it can solo a lot better because there's no cards in it, because you roll dice to get the activation points. And it's by Worthington Games. So that's one that I've been looking at as well. And I'll do an unboxing of that and go through everything. It's a block game. No hidden information in it, so it'll be easier to solo than the Command and Color series. Now, I have played the Command and Color series. I did the Tricorn with Stuka Joe's solo method. Worked great. Made it interesting. So it worked out really quite well on that one. But overall, I really think, heading down the road, I really want to dig deeper into these games. And I think the biggest issue is there's always a new game coming out, and we haven't even got through the first game. And as that leads where you've got a couple of things like, I've got games that I've had for, let's see, the boys are what, 8, 9? So I've had games for 8 years that I haven't even played. So, because I started roughly wargaming when they were about 1 or 2 years old, I needed a hobby, or else I was going to drive myself nuts. So I've had games for that long that I haven't got to play with that. Charles. Okay, then a bunch of sub cruises, and then before autumn for Barbarossa. Yeah, I've heard the Autumn for Barbarossa is actually a pretty higher level SES game. I have the magazine version of it. Funny thing is I was actually looking online to purchase. Hey, Matthew. Hey, I think I got a lot of UK guys over here, so don't feel bad, Matt. Matthew. Ruff's here, Kyle's here. They're all from over there. So there's quite a few of you guys that I have a feeling I'm approaching you guys. So, but yeah. So Autumn for Barbarossa, I've heard is a little bit higher level on the game. With that, I do plan on doing a lot of OCS eventually. With that, I on TV or on my channel. Small scenarios, 2-3 turn scenarios. I kind of looking to get into some of those smaller scenarios before doing a lot of the larger scenarios. And I think that's where Death Valley, the Battles for the Shenandoah is nice, is because a lot of the scenarios are smaller. They're not huge campaign games, so smaller unit counts. So I think they'll actually film quite well. But after watching Ruff and Tweezers play, and then I was watching. Dan, I'll get with you on that in a minute. That's good. So I was watching Tweezers, Ruff and Tweezer play, and then I was watching Half-Assed Gaming. Another great channel. If you guys don't know about that one, but Half-Assed Gaming. He's been doing the great campaigns of the American Civil War. Played the system, had a few modules, enjoyed it. I think I like the tactical version of it. Great series, recommend it very highly on that. Hey, Chris, another guy from across the pond. So recommend it very highly. GCACW through MMP. Great series. It goes all the way back to Avalon Hill. So it does go back quite a ways. And a lot of the games they're doing now, MMP's doing now, is kind of combining some of the old games and making new multiple versions of it. So really good on that. But I think I like the tactical version of it better of the Civil War. So, okay, BCS, Dan. BCS, yes, I have played. I've played the Battle of the Bulge one, the last Blitzkrieg. I have played that one. Me and Mitch Land played that one before Rule version 2. And actually, Mitch has been working with Dean, testing out some of the rules, especially once the new ones were launched and things like that. Do love the system. Looking for a smaller series, not North Africa. So this Aracourt, I think, is going to be. I've got that on pre-order because I really want. That's a one mapper, not North Africa. So I really think that's going to be a good one to play around with. The version 2 rules, I think, but it's totally a different system, Dan. So that's what I find interesting. You've got to forget everything that you've learned about rules for a lot of those games. For Wargame in general, it's a totally different system, and I guess that's why I like it, because it is totally different. It really does the combined effect with artillery and infantry working together. So I do recommend the series very highly. Like I said, the new Aracourt, I've got all of them. I don't have the Panzer's Last Battles or whatever, the one that just came out. But BCS is a different monster altogether. That's a different beast altogether. I like it. I love it, actually. Just a different beast. So yeah, definitely going through on that one right there with that. And so I really wanted, so the systems, I've got the Great Battles of American Civil War. I've got the Battles of the American Revolution. I've got several modules of that one. I've got the Men of Iron tri-pack. I've been working with the SPQR game. I really want to get back into doing some of that stuff. I was trying to knock out some of my one-off games, like the Case Green, things like that. I was trying to knock off. I was trying to knock some of those out of the way, but I feel like I'm neglecting some of the big, the big monsters, the big games out there that have some of the depth and some of the fun into it as well. And plus the Civil War, the American Civil War is what got me into history in the first place. Honestly, it's really big. That's going to Gettysburg and tramping all around that battlefield. So I feel like I really need to focus in on a couple of systems. I'll still do my one-offs here and there, but I really think moving forward, I really want to focus on just a few small systems right at the beginning with that. So. Yeah, Chris, those supplements are really good for the next war, but you don't always have to go through it that way. Adding the supplement sometimes adds a little bit too much right off the bat, so I definitely step it up. Just to let you know, the boys are coming home, so it may get a little loud and crazy in my house here, and you'll see why I have trouble sometimes recording at times. So you guys know my household; it gets that way. So for the 1985 small system, are you talking about the Thin Red Line series, Chris? The Thin Red Line games? Did I leave it? Oh, I'll be right back. I gotta unlock the door. Oh, I unlocked it. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to that. The funny thing was I actually pre-ordered the first one when they reprinted it, which and then I was like, yeah, no, I don't think so. So I kind of went around that one. So you're playing OCS HR Hungary Rhapsody. Okay. Yeah, Chris, I agree with you on that one. And I actually asked Mitch which one I should start with, which game I should start with, and um, he definitely said India Pakistan because of the lack of naval rules. But he definitely said that was definitely one of those games because I just texted him one day and I said, hey, I want to start. I had them all at that point. It was before Vietnam came out. I didn't have Korea at that time, but you can't get it. That's the only problem. I know they are reprinting it, so. Yeah, Chris, I think I probably would like it. Um, it is an effort that I think maybe I'd work up to, for sure. Like I say, I know they're reprinting it. I know it's on the reprint list for India, Pakistan. It's kind of interesting that the area that Mitch chose actually they did have a couple battles just recently along that border. So I think that's it's interesting that he definitely picked the region where there was the biggest issue. And definitely next war, I want to get into the advanced level because I know that's where the game really shines. I know it does. I know that's exactly where the game shines, is in that advanced level. So for sure, that was definitely one of those things. So this weekend. Oh, wait a minute. So you're saying Next War Advance is harder than 85? Okay. I thought it was harder. At least that was the impression I got. Okay. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I think I like the futuristic, like the potential. And maybe because I've tried a lot of the. I like the World at War 85, but I like it because of the game, not so much the topic. I like just the fun. That's just a fun game. Um, but like, I don't know, World War Three, 1985. I don't know. Everybody's in for NATO. I'm not quite sure whether I don't know if I want to invest in that. I mean, I love. It's funny because I love watching these games played, but it's kind of it's actually nice to see the games played because then I can decide if it's something I want to go through or not, and want to go on there. Oh yeah, yeah. I think honestly with most games, once you kind of get if you can spend the time. See, my problem is rules. I don't know. I have trouble sometimes getting through rules. Um, and I have to spend a lot of time really going through rules unless somebody's teaching it to me. And even then, if they're teaching it to me, sometimes then I even still have to go through and read the rules and things like that. So sometimes even then there's an issue on that. There's some issues with the rules and stuff like that that I get into and get kind of discombobulated with. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say for sure bigger in some cases. That Deadly Northern Lights is huge. That thing is a freaking monster and a half. Um, uh, the good texts are harder than Under Nine Sky because it's okay. Yeah, that's yeah. Mainly because the technology nowadays, definitely there's a lot more to go about it for sure. For sure. Yeah, the Red Storm. I don't. I'll tell you what, Ruff. You get it. You play it. You tell me if I should get it. Maybe if I watch you play it, maybe that'll make a difference. I don't know. I don't know. It just looked heavy rules overhead for me. Um, oh, Stigler's in the house. Oh, yeah, that could be interesting. What about the Third World War, the remake? Yeah, rules are a problem. I think maybe we just throw the rules out and just make up our own stuff. I don't know. um, the Third World War coming out. The reprint by Compass if it ever comes out. I thought it'd be out by now, but obviously it isn't. Kind of interested to see how that plays out with like the Under the Iron Sky and things like that, and the NATO. So it'd be kind of interesting to go through on that one. But yeah, it's just funny because when I look at my game collection, I look at series. I see mostly series. Um, Subtle always isn't good for me, Stigler. I don't always get the stuff. I don't always get the subtlety of some of these games right off the bat. Sometimes it's got to beat me. Sometimes something beating me over the head's the better way to go about it than the subtlety. So, but I'm just I'm just trying to figure out a way to dig deeper into these games and really enjoy the ones that I have a lot more. And I was talking about yeah, Stigler, I've heard about that about the 1985 that it's very procedural. So Yeah. Charles, you crack me up. But anyway, Steeler. So I was talking about how to get deeper, how to get more out of the games, and realizing that I have a ton of these series that when you get the series rules down, that you can really adapt into the other ones and really get the games out. The one that I'm talking about right now is your favorite game of all times. And I thoroughly enjoy it. But I want to get deeper into it. I've been playing T Dog three days at Gettysburg for those acronym people that don't get T Dog. But I've been playing that for a while. And then I'm supposed to play Shiloh once it comes out next April. Is the plan to play the full battle? But I feel like I really want to get the rules down a lot better, so then I can worry more about the tactics and the strategies than the actual worrying about the rules. So I feel like with these games, if you play it once, a lot of times you're just getting the rules down the first time you play it, and you really can't get to enjoy the game unless you play it multiple times. But I don't want to play the same boring, I don't want to say boring, but the same game over and over again just to get the subtleties. But I think the systems would actually work up to helping me get into the games a little bit more. Yeah, there are some different rules in general, but I really think that's going to pay. Actually, I printed out everything. I was actually going to text you, Mike. But maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes if you're clear. I got to go check on some things. I've kind of cut this short. I got to go check on a few things, but I'm definitely about ready to set it up. Yeah, Stigler. My problem was I was playing about once a month for about 3 hours, and then I'd play a bunch of other stuff in between. And I think that cut down my understanding of the rules, and I'd have to keep going back. So, yeah, but the case by case doesn't seem to be too bad. I mean, the Great Battles doesn't. It seems like, yeah, I don't know. It didn't seem like I had the rules that too much. Once you got through the flow, yeah, I think you're definitely gonna have to do it. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know what happens when you assume, Stigler. Everybody has to know what happens when you assume. But no, we got so, and I really didn't have a real issue with that and the rules, and I got the main parts of the games pretty easy. My problem was the command system, and I'll have to just beat that in my head a little bit different. So, but no, so kind of gonna wrap this up and want to go through there. Oh, the only problem thing is my computer does not like to live stream tabletop simulator. It just does not work too well. That's the only reason. Yeah, well, it's like who's in and who's out. That's the only thing, and it's probably only because I haven't played for 4 or 5 months now. That's probably the reason. And probably once I get back into it, it'll probably click right back again. Oh yeah, I love the Vassal because it's already set up. Trust me, I'm a big Vassal, big Vassal thing. So yeah, like I said, Stigler, it's just probably one of those things. Once I play again, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, this works out here. Not a problem on that one. So with that, with that, I'm going to try to wrap it up here. Just so everybody knows, this was kind of what I got today. This is the what is it? It uses, instead of it's like the Command and Colors, but it uses action points instead of action points instead of cards, so it makes it a little bit easier. So I'll do a proper box opening with that. So with that, I'm going to let everybody go. I hope you guys have a great day. Remember, tonight, ATSFE, me and Mitch will be playing, continuing our Kharkov scenario. And we'll be live streaming that, so you won't even have to worry about getting on Vassal or anything like that. And then War Room tomorrow with ID Jester. I'm in it tomorrow. War Room tomorrow with ID Jester. We will have Dave's Gaming Cave, Dave from Dave's Gaming Cave, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. So with that, I'll let everybody go. Have a great day, and I will see you guys tomorrow.